The main thing I see is starting puppies off right. The most expensive year in a dog's life is his first year. That's when he gets all of his vaccinations. That's when he gets all of his checkups. That's when you're giving him probably the highest quality of food that he's going to get. That first year is important, the most important. That's when you're going to spend the most money on a dog. And I see a lot of clients go, I want a puppy, he's so cute, but I don't have $50 to vaccinate. Well, what you're telling me is you're going to shorten his health and say, well, I'm going to do a little here and a little here and a little here and a little here, but what you're doing is shortening the lifespan of that dog and his health. If you can get everything done in that first year that needs to be done, he's going to be a healthier dog throughout his life than if he wasn't. But a lot of people just don't realize how expensive that is that first year of the dog's life. But it's probably the most important. That's why it's the most expensive.
Right.
Puppies have no immune system, so they're born without an immune system. The only immune system that puppies have is what we give them. So current recommendations are you start giving puppies vaccinations at 6 to 8 weeks of age. Fallacy is a lot of people will come in and say, my puppy was vaccinated once, he's protected. That can be correct and it cannot be correct. What happens is we have a situation called maternal antibodies. So mom passes on some things to the pup that protects them for a short amount of time, and them antibodies can interfere up until a certain point with the vaccines that we give a dog. Some maternal antibodies wane very fast, and some take longer. So we want to sit there and go, we need to protect this pup, so we're going to hit them at 6 to 8 weeks of age. Some dogs respond very well to the vaccine at 6 to 8 weeks of age. Some of them have high maternal antibodies and don't respond at all, or maternal antibodies blocks the vaccine. So we come back in every 3 weeks, every 3 to 4 weeks until they're approximately 12 weeks of age, or 14, 16 weeks of age, every 3 weeks, and vaccinate them to make sure that we have them covered. Because they've never been exposed to the things that an older dog has. A lot of the older dogs have been exposed to parvo. They may not be completely up to date on their vaccine, but they've got enough immune system built up that they're not going to come down with a full-blown disease like a puppy would, having absolutely no prior experience. Well, there's a lot of diseases out there. Parvo disease is one of the big ones. As dogs get older, they develop more of an immunity to parvo. But for puppies, it's a big deal. Parvo is a fairly new disease as far as diseases go. Bad disease can be easily taken care of with routine vaccinations. Dogs that are vaccinated for parvo are very well protected. So most of your vaccine is distemper, adenovirus, which is a liver virus, parvo, parainfluenza, which is a respiratory thing. And then what I recommend for house dogs, that's good enough. And then for dogs that are going to be outdoors, especially in the country and you're running water, we'd like to throw leptospirosis vaccine in there also. Leptospirosis is a spirochete that's born in water. It lives in water. It's transmitted through wildlife and other vectors. It can cause some pretty serious situations in the dog's kidneys, and that's where it colonizes. So on them dogs that are going to be out on the farm running around or outdoors running in a park near where wildlife's going to be in water, I like to give them a leptospirosis vaccine also. Then, of course, there's the rabies situation. Rabies is a mandate basically by every state. All dogs need to be rabies vaccinated according to the state that you're in. Rabies is very important because it's a zoonotic disease. By zoonotic, I'm saying it can be transported from people or from animals to people. Once you've got rabies, it's a dead-end disease. So if you have it, you're diagnosed with it, probably a 95 to 99% chance you're going to die. So We like to cover the human side as well as the animal side in that situation, same in animals as in humans, and just make sure that it's a simple vaccine and it covers the spectrum very well. I mean, your dog is vaccinated currently with rabies correctly, they're not going to get rabies. I think it's probably a possibility to be over-vaccinated. I don't, you know, there's a lot of things out there that you can vaccinate your dog for. Influenza, there's some influenza vaccines out there. There's a lot of different other vaccines out there. Lyme disease vaccine. There's other vaccines out there for dogs that you could vaccinate your dog with. Is it overkill if you give your dog every single vaccine? No. Is it going to protect your dog? It's not going to protect, it'll protect them, but is it not going to protect them if they're not exposed to it? So what you need to do is talk with your local veterinarian, see what is endemic in your area, what is a problem in your area, and vaccinate according to that. What is the problem in your area?
Okay.